Hello, everyone. This is Pamela Topchan, your host for Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. And this episode is going to be the last one for Pride Month, highlighting LGBTQ plus community members who are also holistic practitioners. So I'm going to ask my guest to please introduce yourself and share what you do in the holistic healing space.
Hi, my name is Porsha Marsh, also known as the Free Spirited Yogi. I teach children yoga as well as inner child experiences. So that includes like inner child classes. They're fun, they're crazy, they allow you to tap into your inner child. I also hold workshops like day retreats where we go into deeper like healing parts like meditation, just exploring our inner child. Play is our birthright.
So important, so important. And I love that you work with children because, most of the holistic practitioners that I come across, we work with adults and people who are, maybe going through some healing process or going through a big change, coming out of trauma or something. But working with children, I think it just really gives, it helps prevent them from going through some of these horrific events that a lot of us go through in life, these life-changing horrific events. So they have some skills to prevent some of these things. And, just really teaching them yoga is going to really just sort of help them to learn more. It can be like a gateway, I think, of, oh yeah, this holistic practice, this more natural type of practice helped me when I was a kid, and they can get into it more. And then as they do, there's other things too, right? That will sort of open the door to having these, I don't know if it's coping skills or, having these just ways of helping them through things that they might go through in life, helping them find balance and clarity and as well as physical, right? So one thing I
Yes.
want to ask you is how you got started and how you first became interested in all the things that you do.
Okay. Well, I've been an educator, a preschool teacher for the past 15, almost 16 years. So my passion and my joy is working with children. I found that it's hard, or I won't say hard, children don't have the tools to learn how to manage big emotions.
Right.
At that age, it is important for us to show them and guide them and give them the tools to add to their toolbox so they'll be able to manage those big emotions and learn how to regulate energies within their body.
Yeah, yeah.
Like over the years, I heard, oh, they're busy, they're bad, and it's like, no, they don't know how to let that energy out. So why not give them a fun and engaging way that will allow them to tap into themselves? And I feel like it works. I
Yeah.
utilize it in my classroom, and sometimes I look over like when I'm managing the other students, and I see them, they're on the carpet like, or they jump into a pose, and I'm just like,
Love it.
yes, I'm so happy. So that
Yeah.
is the reason why I chose to teach kid yoga.
Yeah, yeah. And you have children of your own. Have they always done yoga with you?
So I have three children. I have two girls and I have a trans son. I started I started practicing yoga like on a regular during the pandemic. And as I
Mm,
was going through yoga teacher training, they were my support. They were my rock. They allowed me to practice sequences on them. They show up to my events and they just been an amazing support system. So sometimes I can get them on the mat, but if I need them, they're there for me.
yeah. Yeah, nice, nice. Um, so do you work, obviously, especially with children, you're working in person, and are you working just in groups or do you do one-on-one classes? And do you do any virtual classes?
I have not tapped into virtual as of yet. It is on my list of many things to do.
Sure.
I have taught one-on-ones. I teach group classes at the Sozo Healing House in Tempe, Arizona, mainly on Sundays at 2 p.m. I also work with different businesses. I have a connection with a children, it's called mental healing house, and
Okay.
they work with children's mental health. They as well manage emotions. That's why they bring me in to teach fun healing techniques with the children. Also do retreats, camps, day camps.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So do you have any day camps coming up in the summer here, or have they already started, or how does that
I
work?
have one camp coming up in July 12th, and that is with the 1 in 10 Center. So I would go up north
Okay.
and just get into a camp with them.
And is that information on your website?
It is not. So
Okay.
that is with that organization.
Okay.
They invited me in to teach. But on my website, I have my classes that's in the valley. And like so those are on Sundays.
Okay. So let's say again where you're located. You're in
I'm
Arizona,
in Arizona. I hold classes in Tempe, Arizona.
in Tempe. Okay. And your website is it the Free Spirited Yogi or is it Free Spirited Yogis?
Is freespirityogis.wordpress.com.
Okay, okay. And we'll have that information below. So,
Mm-hmm.
anybody go look at that for all her information. Did you ever have like questions from parents that surprised you? Or I know that yoga is so much more than just poses and just a physical thing. And yoga can really tap into a spiritual part of us as well. So
Yeah.
do you have any parents that are ever concerned that you are going to be teaching their children some sort of, religious practice or anything? Do you ever come up with those? Do those questions ever come up for you from parents?
The only question I had, I do bring affirmation cards into class. I actually have my own deck of affirmation cards. And
Nice.
sometimes they get nervous that I might be pulling tarot. I said, no, they're affirmation cards. I like to call them word hugs. So we pull those at the beginning of class. I also had a parent question crystals. They weren't a fan of crystals. I bring those in as healing modalities and for the children to explore as well. So I was accommodating and I did not use them. I was very understanding. Not everyone's open, and that is okay. So we use other different healing modalities, the sound bowls or rain drums, rain sticks, and they're okay with those things.
Nice, nice. Good, good. Yeah, so it sounds like you kind of will individualize your classes as well according to the children and maybe the parents and
Yes.
like do you do different ages altogether or do you have different classes for different age groups? How does that work?
So I do have a class from 5 years old to 12. I'm also starting, so my daughter, she's 17, and she's like, Mom, you need to do a teen class. So teen
Yeah.
classes will be up and coming this summer.
Oh,
Um,
yay.
there hasn't been a time where I had like maybe 12-year-olds come and then like maybe 1 or 2 5-year-olds. And I read books and do a lot of storytelling and bubbles and I saw the crowd that came and I was like, okay, we got to tweak this. But
Yeah.
I didn't like tweak it too much, and they were excited to still play with a lot of the healing modalities that I do with the 5-year-olds. Like it allowed them as well to tap into their younger selves, even though they're still a child themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it may help them to tap into a younger part, or, maybe you probably wouldn't say this in the class, but even like a past life, right? I
Yes,
mean, inner child work can be inner child in this life, or, from whenever, from long
yes.
ago, right? So, yeah, yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing, especially like I said, with children. I love that. Love that you do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what do you love most about the work that you do?
What I love most, oh, just the joy and the excitement. The kids just allow me to tap into my inner child, allow me to be myself, like 100%. I love to play. I feel like it is an amazing healing modality.
Yeah.
We spend our lives so serious,
Hmm.
and when I walk in the rooms with those kids, and I present this class to them and challenge them, and they challenge me sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
So
sure.
I just love to watch them grow. I love to see the seeds being planted and them utilizing it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I use it in my own preschool class, and the child that maybe was a little challenging at the beginning of the year is guiding the rest of the kiddos into meditation or asking for the affirmations or let's play in tree pose. And I'm like, yes, it just feels so good to see that the work is received,
Yeah.
being used.
Yeah. And knowing that, like I said in the beginning, knowing that this is something they will have for the rest of their lives. That's
Yes.
so amazing. Talking about tapping into your inner child, you come here with wings on today.
Yes.
Love it.
So fun.
No, just in case anybody who's watching on YouTube who's like, what is that? Oh, she's being
My
playful.
fairy wings.
Love it. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
That's so great. Um, so we should mention you have an Etsy shop. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
So I have a Etsy shop, and on my shop I have my kid affirmation cards, and it's a set of 25 cards. And on the cards, there little cute pictures of like animals doing yoga poses, but then it also gives them an affirmation.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so this one right here says, I am worthy of love and respect. And
Oh,
so I like to call them word hugs. So if you ever hear me say word hugs, I'm talking about affirmations, and
yeah.
it's just a great tool for the kids to have. So I have those, and then I also make healing jewelry. So I have a couple on
Ooh,
today. I have healing bracelets that I make. I
yeah.
also have some stones
Beautiful.
on there. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone check that out. Yeah,
Mhm.
so we should mention, that the best way to support people from the LGBTQ community, and it is Juneteenth, so the best way to support Black business owners as well is to purchase services and items from these people, from these communities to show your support. So yeah, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Absolutely. So, where is the best place for people to reach you? Would it be your Instagram or your website, or the best place for people to reach you?
The best place to reach me is my Instagram. It is
Okay.
the Free Spirited Yogi. That's where I post majority of my classes. They will
Okay.
go there first before they make it to the website. You're always free to inbox me. I reply right away.
Okay.
So yes, that would be the best place
Good
to
to
reach
know.
me.
Yeah, and so that is on Instagram, it's the underscore
Mhm.
free spirited underscore yogi. So
Yes.
yeah, yep. And we'll have that information below, of course. If you're watching on YouTube, check that description box. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, the show notes, I guess they're called. So I'm still new to the whole podcasting thing too. It kind of came to me by accident, but
You're
but
doing
yeah.
amazing. I love watching your podcasts.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I always prefer if a podcast has a YouTube channel, I prefer to watch it. I like to see people's expressions and stuff too. So
Yeah.
anyway, so is there anything else that you would like to share or make sure that people know before we end this today?
Um, well, I have an amazing son.
Yep.
And he is part of the community. He's actually trans. He came out 2 years ago, so he's on his second year of transitioning, and it's been a journey. It's been amazing. I'm super proud that he's
Yeah,
walking in his truth, and
absolutely.
he knows his mama's here for him.
Yeah, so
Support
important, right?
him
I
any way
mean,
I can. Yes.
yeah, so many, children or young adults of the LGBTQ community don't have parent support. And it's one of the reasons that it's important to have Pride Month. It's not about showing off or shoving anything in anybody's face, quote unquote, that we still hear that in 2025, ridiculous. But it's about being free to be who you really are in your heart and your soul. That's what
Yeah.
it's about. Everybody having the same freedoms and the same rights. So yes, yeah,
It's a
definitely.
celebration.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we mentioned your Etsy shop. You have a link tree, your website, and the best place to reach you is on Instagram. That's about it, unless you've got anything else you want to make sure that we share about what you do or share about, yourself or anything else.
I would just say the best way to support is to share my page,
Yeah.
like my posts. If you're in Arizona, bring your kiddos or yourself. Like I said, I hold inner child classes and we have lots of fun there. So
Yeah, it sounds like it.
share, show up, like, purchase affirmation.
Right. Right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to check out that Etsy shop myself. I just noticed today that you had one. So, yeah, I'm interested in that myself. So, yeah, and this goes with everybody that I've had on this month. Um, you know, go to their pages, go to their social media, go to their websites, like, share, support, all the things, follow. That's one of the best ways to show support. If you're an ally, but you don't know how to show your support, there you go. That's a simple way to do it. So,
Yes.
yeah. So, thank you so much, Portia, for being my guest today and being the last guest of Pride Month. So thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Kamala, for having me. This was amazing, and I am super
Yeah,
thankful. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome.